Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. This is my latest video in my long line of Eyes Wide Shut collection. Make sure you check the others out. Everything's organized for you in playlists. Don't forget to support the channel by liking, sharing, and watching the videos. It really makes a lot of difference. Those who want to really support the channel, you can go on to the membership on here or on Patreon. There are videos there you will not see here. Very controversial videos, risky videos that I cannot put up on YouTube. Also, there's lots of advantages being a member. For example, I will be organizing live chats with you guys, so I'll be sending out links to my members for any live chats where you can get involved and have a discussion with me. This will be on X Spaces, so there'll be other people listening. I did a Eyes Wide Shut discussion a few months ago now. They are indeed very popular. We had hundreds of people joining and getting involved in the conversation. And I think at one point we had about 1,000 listeners. So these topics are very popular. And yeah, it was a good show. It was very entertaining. So don't miss out, guys. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's start the show. So let's start with this scene. Nicole Kidman literally destroys Dr. Bill's soul here. She rips it apart. She rips it apart, throws it on the floor, stamps on it, spits on it, kicks it, you name it. She absolutely rips it apart, guys. What does she do? She says that she would happily run off with a naval officer that she sees in her dream, and she would not look back. She would leave Dr. Bill and Helena behind. I think any man can relate here. If you're in a marriage for 10, 20 years, and suddenly your wife turns around and says that she would leave you in an instant with a naval officer, she would leave you and your child behind without a care in the world, how would you feel? Any man would be devastated at this point. It really doesn't matter whether she does it physically or not. The fact that she said it means that she could do it if she had the chance. So what does it mean in the man's perspective? In a man's perspective, he believes that everything he's done for this woman counts for nothing. All these years he's put into the relationship or the marriage counts for nothing. That she would leave in an instant. And from this moment, all the effort that he puts into the marriage or the relationship, again, will count for nothing because she could leave. So for a man, this is like a marriage-breaking thing that she says. Soul-destroying, almost. So you can understand Dr. Bill, the way he's reacting. You know, he goes soul-searching during the night. He's thinking. He's realized his marriage is not what he thought it was. Or maybe his wife doesn't love him at all. Up until this point, you get the impression that Bill actually never cheated on her. He had opportunities, yes, but we do not see him as a cheater during the movie. Until this point. For example, we see him with those two British models who are pretty much 10 out of 10. But he refuses them. You know, he doesn't even look at the eye of the woman he's examining in his surgery, the one with her breasts out. He obviously, you know, doesn't take advantage of Marion when she throws herself at him. So you see signs there that tell us that Dr. Bill at that point is not a cheater. So why did Alice do this? I mentioned this in a previous video. It's all psychology, female psychology. You can call it hypergamy as well, but a woman would only do this and self-sabotage the relationship if she finds something better. Not all women are the same, by the way, but in this occasion, Alice is. We know that Alice doesn't have any money. We know she loves money from the lessons that she's teaching her daughter, for example. And she's found something much more richer, much taller, more powerful in Sandor. And I believe she is self-sabotaging the relationship so she can end up with Sandor. But for Bill, for him, it's soul-destroying. I'm sure a lot of you men can relate. At this point, he is extremely angry. He's walking down the street, he's clenching his fists. He is not happy at this point. He meets Domino, who offers him something that he feels is probably missing in his life. A bit of love, bit of comfort, bit of peace. He wants to get his ego back, his masculinity back. Because just a moment before this, a group of young boys pushed him and start calling him FAG. So his wife has literally destroyed his soul, and a group of young lads are just calling him FAG. So what better way to get his masculinity back than to be with a woman? And Domino comes in, and she is at the right place at the right time. She says the right words, and he goes with her. Even though he goes with her, he's still very, very apprehensive, and he's in two minds whether to go ahead with it or not. In the end, he decides he doesn't want to, after getting a phone call from Alice. So what happens next? We see Dr. Bill ending up at the mansion party. And he sees a lot of stuff happening in this mansion party. He sees people doing other people. He sees a lot of dark stuff that maybe Kubrick cannot show us in movies, or in this particular movie. Or maybe it was cut, we don't know. But let's just say he sees a lot of dark stuff. But mainly, he sees a lot of people with other people. He also gets initiated because where he is standing right now, he's in a circle. And it looks like this is some sort of initiation ceremony or a ritual that he is the center of. And something changes within him. This is not the same Bill that we see in the first half of the film. Bill is now transformed into something else. This scene gives us a clue of what Dr. Bill has become. He has obviously lost his soul in the mansion party during that initiation ceremony. And I think Stanley Kubrick's given us a clue here in this particular scene of what Dr. Bill is either becoming, or maybe he's given his soul away to this particular demon. And what does this look like? This looks like Baphomet. If you look at pictures of Baphomet, this is exactly what Baphomet would look like. So let's go back for a second. So let's analyze Dr. Bill's mindset frame by frame. We see Dr. Bill imagining this scene various times throughout the movie. And I want to show you his facial reaction. Dr. Bill is in deep thought here. He no longer looks angry. He's just thinking. But what is he thinking about? Let's go to the next scene. He ends up outside the mansion where the mansion party took place the night before. And this scene came directly after the scene where he saw his wife with another man. So why would he come back to the mansion party immediately after thinking about his wife with another man? If you recall the mansion party, he saw many people doing things with other people. And you can imagine a lot of people there were husband and wife doing stuff with other people's husbands and wives. So can you see what Stanley Kubrick's trying to tell us here? He doesn't mess around with his frames and his shots. One scene led to the next scene. So why would he come back to the mansion party? If he's not missing what he saw, maybe he wanted to be a part of it. He wanted more. And maybe he thought about his wife being with another man isn't so bad after all. Maybe he enjoyed it. And he wants more of it. And maybe he wants to physically see his wife with another man. Let's move on. So after the mansion, he comes back home. And I want you to analyze this scene when he looks at his wife, Alice.
So is it going to be a subtraction or an addition?
And I couldn't understand why Stanley Kubrick would zoom into Alice here. So you can see the camera zooming right into Alice. And then the camera zooms right into Dr. Bill. And look at the way Dr. Bill's looking at her.
Everyone was fucking.
And we end with this scene. We end with this scene with Alice here, who literally ripped out Dr. Bill's soul the night before. And she's just sitting there smiling at him like nothing's happened. Or she knows what she did, but she knows she can pretty much get away with whatever the hell she wants. And Dr. Bill would just sit there and take it. And it's quite an evil smile, don't you think? It's almost like, I can rip out your soul and you will take it and not complain. So why would Stanley Kubrick have this scene immediately after Dr. Bill coming back from the mansion? I believe that maybe the fact that Stanley Kubrick was zooming in Alice here and zooming in to Dr. Bill, that maybe he was trying to tell us that Dr. Bill is looking at his wife completely different. And what do we hear in the background? We hear in the background Alice telling Dr. Bill that she was with many, many men. I can't play the sound because of copyright, but you're welcome to watch the movie again. So during this scene in the background, you can hear Alice saying, I'm with many, many, many men. This is from her confession to Dr. Bill from her dreams. So what does all of this mean? I'll tell you what it means. I think that Dr. Bill is thinking that maybe it's not so bad seeing his wife with many, many men. And he's imagining what it would be like to see his wife with many men at the party. See how all of these frames, one by one, and all of these hidden clues that Stanley Kubrick's trying to tell us. after the mansion party, something has changed within Dr. Bill. He's no longer angry about his wife being with another man. In fact, I think now it kind of turns him on. Immediately after that scene, we see Dr. Bill back in his office late at night. And we see this scene again. And we see Dr. Bill thinking deep again. And we see at this point Dr. Bill deep at thought, thinking about his wife with another man. And what does he do? He calls Marion. He calls Marion, and Carl picks up the phone. And immediately Dr. Bill puts down the phone. And in the next scene, we see Dr. Bill with Sally. And I think all inhibitions are off at this point. This is a different Dr. Bill. This is the different Dr. Bill we see compared to the Dr. Bill we saw with Domino, for example, where he was shy and reserved, and he was in two minds and he wasn't sure what to do. But this Dr. Bill, all his inhibitions are off. He's grabbing Sally's breasts within the first minute. He is very forward. He obviously came to see Domino. The presents he bought was for Domino. And he came to this point despite seeing his wife with another man. So he's come to see Domino and he's immediately hitting it off with Sally here. He knows Domino lives here. He knows at this point Domino could walk in at any moment, or she could be behind those doors behind the Christmas tree. But he doesn't care because he's arrogant. He's a very different Dr. Bill from the one before the mansion party. He's not scared of consequences. He's confident enough to know that he can overcome any consequences. He is above the law. He just survived the mansion party. He almost died, but he didn't. He probably feels like he's Superman at this point. So is this how a man would react after finding out his wife told him that she would run off with a naval officer? Obviously, people react in different ways. I understand that. But men are very simple. I'm not going to speak for all men here, but I can speak for myself. I mean, if I really, truly loved a woman, and she was my wife for 10 years, I gave everything to her, and she said that she would run off with a naval officer, I would be absolutely distraught, guys. Absolutely distraught. And I would not even be thinking of being with another woman. I would probably, the marriage would probably end, but I would be reserved. I would probably just work on myself for a few years. Go to the gym, focus on making money. I would not even think of being with another woman. But yeah, there are men out there who would go out and sleep with whoever they can. But I think those men probably did not love their wives or their partners in the first place. I think it's more of a relief for them. I think if you really truly loved your partner and she betrayed you or she cheated on you, I think all men would be absolutely heartbroken. They would not be around any other woman. So the way Dr. Bill is acting tells me that he does not really care about his wife, Alice. And he doesn't care whether she sleeps with 100 men. And in fact, Stanley Kubrick is showing us hints that while he's thinking about Nicole Kidman being with another man, I think he kind of enjoys it. I think he gets turned on by the thought. And maybe this is what Stanley Kubrick's been trying to tell us. That Dr. Bill here, after the mansion party, changes. And he becomes a CUCK. So now we come to the end scene. And this is going to completely blow your mind. If you have looked at this video, this end scene and the words that are being said will have complete different meaning. Dr. Bill says to his wife, "So what do we do now?" And Alice says to him, "We should FUCK." So if you've watched this video, these words are very, very important because it means that they are free to FUCK whoever they want. That's how I see it. And Dr. Bill here doesn't mind. When Alice said, "We should FUCK," she means with other people in the mansion party. And Dr. Bill here seems okay with it. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Told you it was a bit dark.